Gus, just as always, looking back to Dunfermline, your thoughts on it now?
It was a vital 3 points for us. I think I said weeks ago that we'll play worse and win, and that's what's happened. We'll play better this season and lost. So, but while you get 3 points, you've got to take them. Quickly move on to the next game. I thought there was a lot to be pleased about. There was a real competitive edge to our performance. We looked threatening, especially from set pieces as well, which is something we're trying to promote as well. But you see that the impact Michael Ledger, Alan Lithgow and Gozzi obviously gets the final touch as well. So there's a threat there as well. But I think even when we were asked questions defensively, we stood up to that as well. We defended very, very well and had some timely, blocks and challenges which are key when you go away from home and when you're at home.
During the game, Brian went down with what looked a bit of a nasty injury. Is there any update on him?
It's a muscle injury. His calf, he could be certainly a couple of weeks. But it's just one of those things that you pick up, a muscle injury. It was disappointing, because I think he's been doing really well. I mean, Alan Lithgow formed a very, very good partnership at the back, and that really gives us a foundation. So there'll be changes clearly on Saturday because we've lost Oshin as well, and Yako away for international. So there's changes in the team, but as I say, that's when we promote that we've got a good competitive squad. Maybe not large in numbers, but we certainly would rather work that way as well. But this now becomes a real good game, an opportunity for players that haven't played.
Just looking at the game as a whole, a massive 3 points, should we hoping to take that a bit of a boost into this weekend?
Yeah, again, we didn't believe there was a lot wrong. We'd still say that as well. We've been frustrated like everybody else with the draws that we've had, but it's a very, very fine line in the Championship. I'm watching and listening to other managers when they go away from home and how they describe points that they pick up, and how difficult it is. So we're no different from anybody else, but we've got to remain competitive as we've done for most of the season, maybe bar 2 or 3 games, but certainly at home on Saturday we've got to take the competitive edge that we showed against Dunfermline into that game.
How has preparation been? It's
been good, as you can imagine, it's buoyant, and it's I'm going to say a different mentality. It's not, because the players have been fantastic. They've been very upbeat in how they go about their business and their training. We're changing things up a little bit, but the players understand that, and we prepare as professional as we normally do against Kilmarnock, which is a completely different game from what we experienced at Dunfermline. But even in the 2 previous games that we've had against Kilmarnock, they've been very, very close. We lost in penalty kicks and we lost by a single goal, both of them at Rugby Park. So it'll be a competitive game, I'm sure, but I think Tommy Wright will know that as well.
You mentioned the past 2 games there. That must give you confidence when you look at them.
Yeah, we played well in both games, and especially the cup game. It was very, very early, and we had 2 or 3 younger players playing in it as well, and those younger players will be involved on Saturday as well. But that's what the project is, and I hate using that word project, but that's what the club is about. It wants to promote the younger players, it wants to give them an opportunity. I said a couple of weeks ago, I don't think there'll be many clubs in the Championship that have got 2 17-year-olds in their squad, and that's testament to the academy that we're producing that type of player, that we can get into the first team squad in these situations. There's every chance that they could feature.
You mentioned 2 or 3 players already, but just finally going into the weekend, any team news?
Well, Brian, obviously the 3 obvious ones that are missing out is the only ones, so we'll prepare, without them, and try and make sure that we're still carrying a threat going forward, but make sure we're tight at the back.